Apparently I'm supposed to do the intro. Not very good at this.
10 out of 10. Great intro. Welcome back to Let's Play Trauma Center New Blood.
You know, if I actually started with the normal intro, I probably would have said Trauma Team, so it's probably for the best.
I've actually been surprised that I've been able to not fall into that trap.
Because, I mean, the game is so similar to at least the surgery portion, and this is, you know, the next thing we've started recording after that. It's really easy to get it backwards in your head.
Yeah. So
also, I don't think we finished saying, yeah, he's redxparasite, I'm Air327.
And we're now in Maryland.
Okay.
On the Atlantic coast of the United States of
There
America.
are buildings here that are tall.
In a location close to the nation's capital lies the U.S. branch of Caduceus.
All right, guess which building is Caduceus?
Probably the one that kind of looks like it has horns.
It kind of does.
The international organization that treats and researches new diseases.
And
Caduceus,
also looks like the
USA
entire sides
falls
are one
under
big
the
window.
jurisdiction of Health and Human Services.
That is also true.
Yet they have their own authority to execute private missions. They are dedicated to the treatment of intractable diseases and the prevention of infectious illnesses.
Marcus Vaughn, age 34, surgeon, place of birth California. Valerie Blaylock, age 28, surgeon, place of birth North Carolina. Elena Salazar, age 20, nurse, place of birth California. You three will be assigned
Thanks
to the
for the
newly
refresher.
created Special Disease Counteraction Team.
Ooh, we're a special team.
Now, sign here, and on the written oath and the waiver form. Why the sour face,
Oh
Dr.
boy, we
Vaughn?
have to sign a waiver.
You're forming a new team? What, is this an anti-stigma measure?
Also, I like how they're like, the federal government is ordering you to do this, and please sign this
You mean as a
waiver.
result of Professor
Yeah.
Wilkins'
I
procedure?
feel like if it's ordered by the federal government, then it's your fault if something happens to us.
Well, we've had this planned for a long time, though the discovery of Stigma did hasten its establishment. At least things will be easier on you, since it's such a small team.
It's literally just the three of us, but...
Yep.
Thanks for your concern. But if we'll be dealing with mainly new diseases, then we'll be performing fewer operations. I hope that won't affect my salary.
Leave it to you to think of that, Marcus.
No need to worry. We'll be referring plenty of patients to you. Special cases which may require the healing touch.
Which most of them actually will not require the healing touch.
Well, that's good to hear.
Your job description won't change much either, Elena. Your priority will be to assist Dr. Vaughn and Dr. Blaylock with the operations assigned to them.
Thank you very much. I'll do my best, just as I did at Concordia.
Then, the first thing I'd like you to do is become familiar with Caduceus and provide us with whatever information you have on Stigma.
Regarding that
Well,
matter,
it's like this little bug thing with a razor on its face.
It's like an
And then-
arrowhead.
And then there's also like a bigger one.
we've only encountered Stigma in one operation. There's really not much for us to
And
disclose.
you burn it with a laser, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Especially since Professor Wilkins kept a tight lid on all the data.
That's all right. Just tell us whatever you know. You may be surprised at how much you recall. Extraordinary events leave deep imprints on our memory.
I hope we'll be able to live up to your high expectations. I was wondering, are we going to be questioned about the disappearance of the professor?
That won't be necessary. This is a hospital, not a police department.
Dang it, Jim.
Well, we don't know where the professor was taken. They haven't even demanded a ransom.
I still feel uneasy about all this, but we'll do what we can.
Okay, let me show you around. I hope we can cover everything before my guest arrives.
Oh. Also, that's a really impractical
Now,
looking wavy
this is
table
your office.
Yeah.
in the last room.
Wow.
This is
Look
also
at
a
this equipment. I knew Caduceus
not
would
the
be
greatest
amazing,
office.
but this is too
Yeah.
much.
looks more like an exam room than an office.
Yeah.
Your responsibilities won't be much different than they were in the past. Even though you're now members of Caduceus, you're still first and foremost doctors.
Also, look at the lighting. It's like in the ceiling, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's kind of in the shape of an O.
Yeah.
Or maybe a U, I don't know. I can't see the other side of it.
Or a C.
We
for
dedicate ourselves to
Caduceus.
research here, but at the same time, we see regular patients.
It doesn't make as much sense given the doors on the back wall.
A
Yeah.
major part of your duties will be to keep your skills sharp.
Well, it can't be any worse than Concordia. I mean, we weren't exactly welcome there.
Now, let's take a look at where you'll be performing your surgeries.
Yeah, they welcomed us with double up quotes. The nerve.
There are a total of 10 ORs, each one equipped for a different type of procedure.
I feel like that's actually kind of a low number for a facility like this.
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Everett.
Director, do you know where Dr. Tsuji is?
This is Dr. Everett, our chief surgeon.
He looks like he's in pain. Is something wrong?
I've got cholelithiasis. I was going to ask Dr. Tsuji to remove the gallstones, but I can't find her
I have
anywhere.
a feeling we're about to get roped into
Yeah.
this.
Probably.
I can't take this anymore.
Well, we
Director,
are in an OR.
Can you fragment them for me, please?
I wish I could, but I'm expecting a visitor shortly.
But I can't stand the pain any longer. Are these the new doctors you were talking about?
Yes, they are.
I don't care who does it. I just need help. I can walk you through the procedure if necessary. I'll even suture myself when it's over.
I know this is sudden, but would you mind?
Yes?
Please make him shut up.
Dr. Everett, I'm...
At least
Skip
get
the
the anesthesia
formalities.
portion of the
Just leave
operation
it
out
for
of the way.
surgery.
This guy gets it.
Let me explain the chart. Dr. Everett has cholelithiasis and has been experiencing pain for 3 years.
And just
3
now he got
years?
to the point of, I can't deal with it for another 5 seconds.
Yes, I've told him repeatedly to admit himself to the ward and have it treated. However, it seems he's far more interested in taking care of patients than himself.
Typical doctor, neglecting his own needs.
I guess that just goes to show how passionate Dr. Everett is about his job.
When you put it that way. Oh, excuse me, please continue.
When you put it that way,
We'll
he
use
seems a
laser
little
to
bit less
fragment
stupid
the
about it.
gallstone in this operation. Please extract the gallbladder as well during the
We'll
procedure.
be using a laser. Just like it's, oh god, what's it called?
So we'll be taking care
It's
of
an
the
actual
cause
word,
of his
it's
pain
the
as
Oh,
well.
are you, wait, for what?
the thing that all the fire was about, and
Oh, stigma?
Stigma. Couldn't think of the word stigma. I was just making the analogy of, oh yeah, we'll just use the laser, you know, like we did with stigma. And I'm just imagining the woman being like, "Wait, you
Well,
treated
I
that
must
with
be
the
going.
laser?
I'll leave the
What?
rest to you.
How does that even work?"
Okay, let's get started.
Okay, so this one we can actually multitask pretty well on. I think what I'll probably do is I'll be the one
We will now
fragmenting the
begin the
gallstones,
operation.
and you'll do the
Please disinfect
excision
the
of the
incision area
gallbladder.
and open him up.
Okay.
It'll make more sense once we actually get into the operating field.
First, we'll be
Okay.
fragmenting the gallstones, passing through the ductal epithelium.
So my job is basically they're going to be stones passing along this, and
Okay.
I have to identify them with the ultrasound, and then, I kid you not, basically incinerate them with the laser. Or break them apart and then incinerate them with the laser.
If a
Nice.
gallstone passes completely through the epithelium, the patient's vitals will drop.
And that's why I'm handling this.
Okay.
So with the gallstone, or sorry, the gallbladder, you're going to need to
Let's
basically
begin by
inject.
using the ultrasound to locate the gallstones. There's a gallstone. The
Not
gallstone
yet.
has been
You have to-
fragmented.
Oh,
Let's
You have
begin
to
extracting the
fragment one
gallbladder
of
as
them
well.
before it'll let you extract the gallbladder.
First,
Okay.
So you're going to
inject
inject the
sedative
white
into the
fluid into the gallbladder. And
so
then,
this.
yeah, so just one should be
We
good.
can't remove it all at once. Let's cut it into multiple segments before we take it out.
So
seems
yeah, whenever
arbitrary.
you see those lines, just use the scalpel on its
Yeah.
left.
and
Yeah,
don't forget
okay,
to
left.
use the laser on the gallstones while doing so. All right then. Please begin cutting off the gallstone. The cut has
And then of
caused
course you need to
hemorrhaging.
drain. You
Drain
can't
the
cut
blood
while
before
there's blood.
continuing if the blood has been drained.
Okay.
Then start cutting off the next segment. The second segment has been cut off. Don't forget to keep
Thank
fragmenting
you.
the gallstones. Now, please continue cutting the next segment. The third segment has been cut off. Remove the last segment before it hemorrhages again.
Yeah, you have to be kind of fast in order to get it
not
without
what
the
I
blood
am.
coming back.
The gallbladder has been excised.
Please extract the gallbladder and place it on the tray.
Vitals have dropped.
Gallbladder extraction complete. Please treat the hemorrhaging area with antibiotic gel and suture the epithelium closed. The gallstones have been eliminated, and the gallbladder has been extracted.
I'm not sure if I let one of them pass or not.
Please close him up.
I don't think I did, but we might be able to tell in the results screen.
Okay.
Yeah, we should get the vials back up before we stop.
Oh.
And while we're both working together, this goes very fast.
Yeah.
Boom. They're perfectly healthy now.
Good job.
So I want to point out, for him being black, he doesn't look very black here.
This is true.
Typical Hollywood whitewashing.
Well, it was at least less than 2. So possibly 1.
We got that. I don't know what the other bonus is.
Yeah.
So we got no misses, so
Yeah.
maybe it's like blood pools formed fewer than a certain number
That's
of times.
probably it, because
We
they
just
formed many
arrived, and we're
times.
already performing emergency surgeries. I can't wait to see what's next. But I guess it was a good chance to get our feet wet.
You always see the positive, Val.
Oh, you're leaving? I was glad to hear the operation went well. Of course, I'd expect nothing less.
We always do our best.
I hear that often, but for some reason, this time I believe it.
Because you're the protagonist.
Yep.
Tomorrow, we'll meet to discuss Stigma. I'm counting on you both.
Like she said,
1,
we always do our
2.
best.
She's leaving Elena out, though.
Yeah. Oh, if we get a B on this, we've got Scab. That's almost kind of appropriate.
Ooh. We gotta get a B on this now.
Wow, you assisted in an operation on your first day here? You must be good. No, it's the doctors who are good. I'm just fortunate to be working with them. Sounds like you work well with them. In my case, it depends on who I'm assisting. I get along with Dr. Everett, but Dr. Tsuji, on the other hand... Oh, forget I said anything. By the way, Ms. Newman, about the operating room support system. Oh, call me Leslie. Everyone else does. Now, it's our responsibility as nurses to manage the support system. It'll probably take some time.
This
Once you
isn't
get used
really
to it, you'll
anything
be
other
able
than
to
just
update
talking
an
about it.
e-chart in a
Yeah,
snap.
I was kind of figuring that.
Want to give it
It's
a try in a
these aren't
vacant
characters that
OR?
we play as.
I'd love to.
This is the B plot.
Regarding this new disease, which has tentatively
is.
been named Stigma, we received a report from the National Security Council and have begun an independent investigation. Its threat level is unknown, but I can say that the pathogen possesses astonishing mobility. It was unclear
And
whether
is
it even existed
astonishingly
until
actually
now.
considered a pathogen, apparently.
I mean, that much is actually true, but...
Well, yeah, but I don't know.
The
To me,
Wilkins case put an end to
pathogen
the debate.
implies smaller. I may be wrong about that, but that's at least what I always interpreted it as. Like
And we are
viral or
basing that
bacterial.
assumption on the testimony of our 2 new doctors.
Oh, hey, Dr.
yes?
Tsuji, we've only heard you mentioned before.
Oh, pardon me. I'm Kanae Tsuji, a surgeon here.
I was going to say
It's
something
nice
along
to
the
meet
lines
you
of,
both.
presumably you have eyes under those glasses, but now they're transparent. They
You're
weren't.
absolutely
They weren't
correct,
earlier.
Kanai.
I know.
While the information provided by Dr. Vaughn and Dr. Blaylock is highly reliable, our own investigation at Concordia also validates the theory. And it's worth noting, Professor Wilkins was conducting all the research on his own, without help from other doctors.
We spent less than a month there following our transfer from Alaska. But during that time, the professor seemed somewhat paranoid about an information leak.
To be honest, I'm surprised there was a leak, no matter how small.
Okay, with Rousseau there,
Yeah.
I'm not really that surprised.
Exactly.
The NSC never tells us their source of information. I bet the military is involved in it somehow.
Let's try to make do with the information we have at hand. At
there's
this
a video
point,
of it,
the
then-
research can no longer
yeah,
be left exclusively
Rousseau.
to Wilkins. It's now the concern of our entire organization.
What?
Prior to your transfer here, we received reports of suspicious cases from various countries. We've already discussed those cases in a previous meeting. The pathogens in question were confused with various parasites, so nothing was conclusive. If any new cases occur, they should now be reported to Caduceus International.
It's unfortunate, though, that Professor Wilkins' data was destroyed.
Yeah, so there are also branches of Caduceus in Europe and Japan.
Ah.
And by an unidentified assailant at that. Am I the only one here who feels uneasy about this?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
We're hoping that
I have
the
a bad
professor's
feeling
still
that this is
alive.
foreshadowing.
From now on, if any new cases of stigma arise here in the U.S., the patients will be transferred to this facility whenever possible. Both Health and Human Services and the National Security Council have agreed to this. The operating
That's another
surgeons will
instance
be
where
Dr.
the
Vaughn
proper
and
way
Dr.
to say it
Blaylock.
sounds weird. The Health and Health and Human Services
Health and Human
and
Services and...
Their prior experience dealing with stigma will be invaluable. I personally stand behind them, 100%. The rest of you will be invited to witness their expertise very soon.
I feel like
I look forward to
expertise is
seeing
generous.
The infamous healing
Yeah,
touch.
no, we've seen it once.
Yeah. And we kind of wildly pointed our laser at
That
it and hoped
was a
for the
little
best, and it
unexpected.
somehow worked.
What have we gotten ourselves into, Marcus? Were you as shocked as I was by what they already knew?
Not really. A doctor considers any and all possibilities.
That doesn't really answer the question.
Well, I, for one, am surprised. I had no idea there was data on stigma, other than what the professor had collected.
Well, we've got more important things to worry about. We're leaving for the tech department tomorrow morning at 8, right?
Yes, so don't be late.
All right, then I'm gonna go home and get some sleep.
I'd appreciate it if you could arrive on time, Marcus.
Doctor, we just received an emergency request for help.
What happened?
There was a big accident on the freeway. More than 30 people are in serious condition.
Yeah, because this mission was lacking a surgery.
The request came from the state hospital.
Now I feel right at home.
Elena, can you let them know that we'll accept the patients?
So
Please tell me you don't mean all 30 of them.
The challenge mission aside, I think this is the first surgery mission where you have multiple patients. Don't worry, it's not 30.
Okay.
Or maybe not.
No eye response.
I don't know.
Incoherent speech.
I mean, there definitely
decelerate
are
posture. E1,
other
V3,
operations
M2.
that have more than one patient.
He's under
in the
8 on
same
the Glasgow
operation.
coma scale. He's in critical
I know what that
condition.
is.
The patient has taken considerable damage to the right half of his body, and his lungs may be at risk.
He's definitely in bad shape.
The exact locations of his injuries are difficult to determine right now.
But
His
they're
vitals
probably
aren't
on his
stable
body.
either. Please hurry, but be careful.
There's no time to lose. Let's begin immediately.
Yeah, given that we only have 5 minutes for this, it's probably only
Okay,
one person.
let's get started.
Okay.
The longer operations, especially the ones with multiple patients, you usually get 10.
Okay.
Beginning the operation. The patient's condition has worsened since his arrival. Please operate quickly.
I would do that if you would stop
Begin by
talking.
treating the external
Start with some
wounds.
stabilizer because he's only about halfway. Also, I love how you can inject stabilizer into the bed and it helps.
Oh, what? Is that seriously a bad?
The
went-
external wounds have been
Okay.
treated, but I assume that it can only be worse on the inside. Let's open
time to
him
make
up
a
and
new
begin
wound.
treating his internal wounds.
Yes, but it's a very clean wound.
Yeah.
I'm confirming interior wounds and the presence of foreign debris. Let's keep an eye on his vitals and treat everything we can.
This wound, you'll need to use
Oh,
the
come on.
forceps to hold
Okay,
it
so
closed
with these
temporarily.
ones that are wider,
Yeah.
you'll need to drain it first, then pull it closed with the forceps,
Okay.
and then you can suture it.
Hold one side of the wound, but please suture it quickly. or
Now,
the wound will open again.
it will come out after a time, so it'll come back
The
apart.
worst of the wounds.
Okay, you already
Please
dealt with
begin
that one. I was trying to
treating
find
the
sutures.
That should do it for this area.
So you do.
Now to
It's
move on
best
to the
to
others.
suture it right after you pull it
Use
closed.
the
Yeah,
magnification tool to change
kinda
where you're
figured as
looking.
much.
There should be other injuries nearby.
A hemorrhage is formed. Use the antibiotic gel. to
Okay, so
treat it.
anything that's long, any cut that's long requires the sutures. The shorter ones require the antibiotic gel.
All right.
Okay.
Let's close him
So
up.
basically, when you're pulling glass out of something, or you're like extracting a bullet
and
or something
vitals?
that's small, no, we're fine.
You don't want to bother?
It can only go up to like 65,
yeah.
I think.
Okay. So then good enough.
But yeah, so anything that leaves a small wound is antibiotic gel.
Okay.
So like pulling out glass or bullets or that kind of thing. Pretty much
Okay.
any longer laceration requires the sutures.
I assume that when they say completed with 220 left, they mean seconds.
Seconds, yes.
But it's weird that they don't phrase it as completed with 340 left.
That would
Like 3
be
minutes
easier
40.
to figure out. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's weird.
Hey.
Yay.
That was the last of the patients. The three of you can wrap things up now. All right. Thanks, Leslie. That was very impressive. If you don't mind, I'd like to assist you again sometime.
Yes, you've treated that
3 a.m.
1 out of 30
Man,
patients
talk about a long
really
day.
well.
Well, this is what you wanted.
Presumably they
right?
worked on
Continue
other
seeing
patients.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's the life of a doctor, no matter where you are. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bright and early.
Hey, don't worry. If we can survive in Alaska, we can survive anywhere.
Oh no, we messed up Scab.
Damn it.
Oh darn. Alright, well thank you for watching this episode of Trauma Center New Blood. I've been redxparasite,
I've been Air 327.
signing out.